Okay, so I have made a long video. I've been trying to think in all this time away about how to be helpful and what it is that's needed for us as a species to move forwards. And in my absence from YouTube, I've hit a million roadblocks and become quite isolated, which I think is definitely for a reason and helpful in the long run. A lot of my reflections of late have been about how long this is taking to play out, this epoch moment in our collective experience, the Great Awakening, the falling of the veil, the final battle, whatever you want to call it, whatever this thing is that we're going through in a time of transition. And I had thought that this would be a much timelier process than it has been. I've had several dates in mind for when big explosions would happen in our consciousness and people would wake up more rapidly than they are doing. And it's painful to sit by the sidelines and watch and not know what direction to take. So I've been exploring, doing private one-to-one sessions, and that's difficult for a number of reasons. Mostly the teachability of the student and where people are at in their own consciousness and how hard it is to find roots in to match with their frequency. So I've learned a lot about that, but not really found the magic, I suppose. And recently I've been listening to a lot of Mark Passio presentations, which are worth looking up. He is full of fire and passion, as his name would suggest, right? Magic in the words. And he talks about if we're still standing on the sidelines and not speaking out against the mass slavery that is and has been the dominant status of being on planet Earth for thousands of years. Even now, when it's blasted in our face, then we're failing. So this is me trying anew on this format to these few people here who may or may not be bots. This is me speaking to the collective unconscious and asking that you rise and begin finding as many ways as possible to share a message of freedom that isn't specific to what's happened with the pandemic over the past few years. It's a much bigger issue than that. We have always been enslaved through the working practice, the indoctrination at school. It's a satanic reality, and the masses have been indoctrinated into that massively and brainwashed. And the ripple effect is important, but it's not enough anymore. We need a landslide, and that's going to take a group effort, a brave stand that we make together, in which each one of us finds our voice in whatever format that may be, to begin sharing the message that it's time to stand up to tyranny on all fronts, in any and every way that we can, whether that be by tackling things along a common law or natural law basis, doing good things in our community to help the people that are immediately around us, learning energetic practice that we can pass on to others, eating well, buying organic food from local producers, making podcasts, making music, making art, being unafraid to discuss these things in the workplace, not smiling when somebody contradicts something that goes against one of your core moral codes, not letting that ship fly anymore. I'm afraid. I think I've always had faith that we can and will do this, and that this war was won by the light before it even began. But the people that I speak to on a daily basis are so lost in the Maya, so heavily programmed, and I'm worried that they're falling out of range entirely, and that if we don't do something now to scream from the rooftops and write it in the sky, then we could lose them forever. And that frightens me. So this is a call to stand, a call to start creating the change that you truly want to see in this world, because that's the only way it happens. We can't meditate what is away. It's not enough for us to meet only with like minds. We have to do bigger. We have to do better. This is the time. We need a groundswell of heart-centered truth that speaks about true love, unity, truth. The truth that we don't need slave masters anymore. We don't consent to being controlled and manipulated. And that we are free, truly free from the lies. There's only us that can take our shackles off, right? The first step to that is realizing what is. That we have been a slave race and continue to be so. It isn't enough to look after just your garden anymore. It isn't enough to only sow enough flowers for you, right? Okay, I think I said what I wanted to say. I don't know how to continue this. I really want to. I need to find a way that I can do this that fits in with my style, and perhaps that's just doing little notes on my phone, rather than setting up a mic and worrying about all that sort of stuff. I am happy to still connect with people, anyone listening to this who wants to step into teacher-student style relationships where we both adopt those aspects. But I don't want anyone to give their power away to me. I'm just another human being on the path. And just because I'm saying this to give a bit of context, because last time I posted videos, which weren't very good videos, last time I did that, some people connected with me in a way that was a strange power differential. And I'm really interested in connecting with people that I can look straight in the eyes and work with on that level. So I do hope that everyone's well, and if you've got any ideas for how this could move forward, or topics that you'd like to discuss specifically, then by all means suggest that. I will probably post the other video that I made, which is about half an hour or so long, and it purely just gave ideas for things to research, because I'm aware of how many holes there are in a lot of people's map of reality, particularly around the occult, and the complex nature of human history. So that might still be helpful. But if there's anything that anyone particularly feels would be good, then do speak up. Okay, that's all from me for now. I send you much love. I hope that you're finding some peace in the storm and taking care of yourself in all the ways that only you know how to. Okay, much love.